Let's recap how we got here. We're only 18 days away from the start of this unprecedented season. In just the last 17 days, we've had a draft, an entire free agency period, and started training camp. Just this week, two former franchise point guards were traded for each other in Russ and John Wall, while their teams were already in camp. This is all part of a sprint during this pandemic to have a workable, if shortened, NBA season. Now, this schedule release show will include just games from now until the All-Star break in early March. Have you ever seen a major American sports league only put half a schedule out before? Yeah, me neither. But the league wants to maintain flexibility in case of COVID-related delays and postponements. The goal is a 72-game season that ends May 17th, then a play-in tournament, and a playoffs that can end in July. Now, in order to cut down travel, there are significantly more back-to-backs between teams, home and homes, or just home and home and home and homes. Here's an example. In January alone, the Sixers will play consecutive games against the same opponent at the same location 4 times. So hosting the Hornets, then the Heat, the Celtics, then going over to Detroit to play 2 games in 3 days there. So yeah, we are 18 days away, an unprecedented season in an unprecedented time. And before we get to more of the marquee games, Matt, as a player, how do you change how you prepare for a season that is going to look like this?
I think it's just different for each player. Obviously, Bron has had about 2 months off, so I think he'll slowly but surely start revving his engine, even starting in training camp. I don't see him participating fully in training camp in the first. Obviously, he'll probably play their Christmas game, but kind of pace himself, understanding it's a marathon. But for some guys like Trae Young says he hasn't played in 9 months.
Right.
You know, some of these younger guys are excited to get back out there. At the end of the day, I think they understand how special this is. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's not to take anything for granted. So no matter what the circumstances are, back-to-back games. I remember the lockout season, Paul, we first came back, we played, 3 games in 4 nights?
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. So these guys are excited to get back out and play, but I expect the superstars to ease their way into the season.
What about you, Paul?
These athletes, NBA players are the most adaptable athletes in the world. I mean, since I've come into the league, like Matt said, we've had 3 lockouts.
Right.
You know, we had 50-game seasons. We've started on Christmas. We've had a bubble. I mean, we just coming off a season that said this was unprecedented. Now we're coming to another season.
Right.
The league, the players, they're ready for anything. Right. It's about just being ready mentally. We already know they're going to be in physical shape. I mean, they're going to do something they haven't done before. They're going to play in their arenas without fans. They're going to play back-to-back against the same teams in the same arena. So there's nothing these NBA players can't do. I mean, I don't put nothing past them. They'll make the adjustment.
Because at the end of the day, they're just still playing basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what's going on in the world, these guys are getting to play basketball, so they'll be ready.
Well, I know you guys are all creature of habit, though. You have your game day routines, but those have been disrupted already for any team that participated in the bubble. So people are kind of used to throwing it all up in the air, just like the rest of us are with all of our lives, right? We all had our routines, and those went out the window.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.